So entrepreneurship, that's innovation, that's solving a problem. And that's what people with disabilities do every day. The world is not made for them. They get up
No.
in the morning and they learn to navigate, and they're constantly finding solution to the problems that they meet. And who can
Yes.
be a better entrepreneur? It was out of sheer stubbornness that Synergies Work was born. It was not that I ever wanted to be entrepreneurial. I had always worked for someone. So it was out of sheer obstinacy that Synergies Work was born.
I won't let you take my voice from me. I won't be not by you. Won't be shut out. Won't be refused. I won't be anymore. La 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 la. Anymore. La la
What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Deshaymond Show. I am your host, R&B music artist Deshaymond, and I'm so excited about today's show because it's about something that I hold really, really near and dear to my heart. It's about entrepreneurship, and most importantly, it's about disabled entrepreneurs. I myself, I'm a disabled entrepreneur. I have my own creative company that produces this show, by the way, called Deshaymond Media. And I founded the company back in 2022. And I just wanted it to be a place where I can display all of my creative efforts, my music, as far as albums and all of my songs, and, upcoming novels. I want to tell you guys more about that. It's coming, news about that is coming real soon. I'm really excited about the novel. Shows like the Deshaymond Show, and I have more podcast shows to come. So, and of course, my new sophomore album is in the works. So it's a lot of things going on. Hopefully, a tour. I got my fingers crossed for that. But it's a lot going on, and I wanted to start that company because I didn't want to sign a record contract. A recording contract. I had an experience with that before. And it was before I was even blind, honestly. I was still sighted then, and I was in talks with a smaller label that had distribution through a major, and they were gonna sign me. They had everything pulled up, read over the contracts, had my lawyers look at it, all of that stuff, and we were gonna sign. And then at the signing, I go into the room and they're like, well, we don't really know what to do with an openly gay Black R&B artist. And I'm like, but y'all was just talking all of this cash shit about all of this other stuff. But all of that went out the window, and that was a while ago. That was back in, I think, 2012, 2013, some time ago. And it just really opened my eyes to how closed-minded the industry can be sometimes. Even though we're all progressive musicians and artists and writers and producers and all of those things, the industry can be very closed-minded. Then when I became blind, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I couldn't go back to my previous job, nor did I want to. And then I didn't want to go and fight for something that I've already proven myself, that just didn't make sense to me. And it really made me reflect back on who I am and what gifts I hold. And what did I always want to do anyway? And after a long, deep depression, after, so many therapy sessions, and thank you for my therapist, but, and a supportive family that always poured positivity into me. I pulled myself out of that depression and I said, listen, I'm gonna do music and I wanna do it my way. I wanna be fully who I am, tell my stories about my very unique experience being a Black, openly gay, and blind R&B artist, and tell my own story and do all of that stuff. I want to own it. I don't want to sign a contract and have people dictate what I can sing, what I can't sing, what I can say, and what I can't say, and make me go by how they want to market me. I never wanted that. So that was the birth of Deshaymond Media, and it's been flourishing ever since, growing, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys who listen to the music, who listen to the podcast, who watch me on social media, and all of that good stuff. You know, I have 5 pillars of success, and the number one is to entertain. My second one is to educate. Third is to enlighten. And the fourth is to empower. And number 5 is to do all of that in excellence. You know, I think that I know that I want to be a shining light for all of the intersections, all of my intersecting communities, and, you know, represent them well, represent them in excellence. Not perfection, because that's not real, you know, but in excellence at all times. I'll do my best, and sometimes I'll fall short, but I will do my best. And that's what I've been doing with Deshaymond Media. That's what I did on my first album, I Am. If you haven't heard it, go stream that now. Everywhere music is streamed. And that's what I plan to do in my novel project that I'm working on right now, as well as my sophomore album, which is, the working title is Roses. And I think it'll stick, but I'm just making sure. The working title is Roses, and you guys should have already heard my first single off of the new album called Fire Love. If you haven't, go stream that now everywhere. But yeah, I want to represent my intersecting communities in excellence and show people that, you know, Black men are not a monolith. We're not monolithic. That Black gay men are not monolithic. We're not all just one thing. Even though the media chooses to show, you know, only one version of us. And disabled people, blind people are not monolithic. We're not invalids. We are not charity cases. We are not people who mope around and are sad all the time and don't have any will or can't do anything. I want to show people that we can. You know, we are founders. We are entrepreneurs. We are literally the most innovative people on the planet, because disabled people have to figure out how to navigate a world that was never built for them and doesn't even want to acknowledge them. You know, so we are more than just this media depiction of a person in a wheelchair or a blind person that just sits around looking into space all day. We're so much more than that. You know, I have interviewed artists like Lachi. She's an entrepreneur. She's a music artist. She's a producer. She's a singer-songwriter. She's a novelist, and she's an author. Go get her book, by the way. I Identify as Blind by Lachi is available everywhere right now. And I think everyone that wants to live a more human experience should read it. Artists like Precious Perez, who's not just a music artist. She's also a novelist. She's also a songwriter. She's also an actress. She's also all of the things. But she just happens to be blind as well. You know, I've interviewed people from all over that spectrum, all over the disability spectrum and counting. So, you know, artists like Austin Halls, who's a disabled pop star. He has a rare form of facial paralysis that just, you know, makes him even more beautiful to me. And his messaging and his music, his advocacy work, everything about him is just joy. You know, he's queer, he's a pop star, he's disabled, he is all of the things. And those are the exact types of people that I wanted to showcase when I started or created this show, The Deshaymond Show. I wanted it to be a space that amplifies not only Black culture, not only queer culture, not only disability culture, but show all of these things and put them in the spotlight and show everybody that disability culture is pop culture. Queer culture is pop culture. Because everybody been clocking that T, right? Y'all been clocking that. That's queer culture. You know, that came from the queer community. You know, disability culture is pop culture. Black culture is pop culture. You know, I wanted to have a space where artists and creators and actors and all of these creatives could come to and feel safe, feel appreciated, receive their flowers, and be acknowledged. And that's what the Deshaymond Show is. That's what Deshaymond Media is. And that's what my artist brand is. It's, you know, we're not just one thing. I'm not just one thing. But I will tell my stories and do it in excellence. So that's what Deshaymond Media is, and that's what this show is about today. It's about disabled entrepreneurs representing themselves from all backgrounds and doing it all in excellence.
I am the sophisticated gentleman. I am the blind savage. I am a nigga from the gutter. I am Deshaymond.
I am a disabled entrepreneur. Yes, I am an R&B music artist. Yes, I am a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a producer, I'm an arranger, I'm a composer. I am a talk show host. I am all of those things, but I do it all under my own company, Deshaymond Media. And that's what I want to highlight today. You know, I am a disabled creator, a disabled entrepreneur, and there are so many of us. I am one of many. You know, the disability wealth gap is just a thing that is so hard to get over. And, you know, receiving benefits is another system that kind of traps you into, for lack of better words, a life of poverty. Because if you make too much, then you lose your benefits. But as we know, business has its ebbs and flows. So you can make a lot one year and not make a whole lot the next year. So what do you do without the benefits that you've already earned as an American citizen? So it's a really tough thing. And I want to highlight entrepreneurs with disabilities. If you are someone you know is an entrepreneur from a marginalized group, whether you're a person of color, whether you're queer, whether you're disabled, whether you're a woman, I want to know about you. And I want to feature you here on The Deshaymond Show. So today we are in for a treat. I got the chance to speak with one of my favorite people who I see as a mentor for me, who's so inspiring, and her work with her nonprofit organization, Synergies Work, is just breaking barriers and just showing people what disabled entrepreneurs can do, what they can achieve, and how important their innovations are to the entire world. I have with me today Miss Artie Sagel.
Well, welcome to the Deshaymond Show, Artie. I am so grateful for you being here today, and I'm grateful for what you do. Just in case everyone doesn't know who you are and what you do, let's start off with you telling us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and Synergies Work, especially.
Yeah, so I started Synergies Work around 7 years back because there wasn't anybody who was talking about entrepreneurship for people with disabilities. Going back a little bit, Deshaymond, before this, I had been working with the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities as a consultant to them on talking about inclusion and workplace inclusion specifically. Started a lot of community work here in Georgia, just to ensure that we are not talking about inclusion as a check mark, but really making sure that it is part of all the work that we do. So that was what I was doing. But even before that, I am actually an advertising and marketing person, spent 14 years leading an advertising agency in India. And then when my youngest son was born, Angad, my husband, who at that time worked for Coca-Cola India, got transferred to Coca-Cola Atlanta, and that's how we came to this country. And I believe that we were very privileged in our movement from one country to the other. And I was looking forward to the education system and getting all the supports that Angad needed. Because to give you a background, in India, 25 years back, nobody was talking about inclusion, nobody was talking about education for folks with disabilities. And it was, we were fortunate enough to get Angad into a school as a first child with Down syndrome into a regular private school. And Amit and I, that's my husband and I, had made a promise that, we'll continue to provide him with the same opportunities as our oldest son. So when we came here, that was my whole promise, my endeavor was that how do we get all the things, fancy things that are written in the IEPs and the reports, IDEA reports. So I was like, so that what you can imagine. With my beautiful Southern accent, going 21 years back to an IEP meeting
I love
and
it.
advocating for full inclusion.
Oh, God.
So that started my journey. I was like, there is a huge difference what's on paper and what's on reality.
Exactly.
And there is,
go ahead.
and there are two different worlds that we live in. One for people with disabilities and one without. And I just
Exactly.
couldn't wrap my head around it. So that's the reason why I started working first with the Parent to Parent of Georgia, and then with the Georgia Council on Developmental Disabilities as a consultant, just to understand and learn from everybody what's happening on the ground.
Yes. And here comes Synergies Work. And, I just want to say, I love your son, Angad, so much. He is literally, his energy is just joy. And I can tell that, you care for him in a way that you're going to make sure that he has all of those opportunities. So I love him so much. He's an entrepreneur himself.
That's right.
With Taiho Teas.
And let me do it. So I think with Angad, he has guided us. He has. I've grown with Angad, and we all have. Our entire family, my older son, I, my husband, everybody. We have all grown with Angad. He's opened up opportunities that we would not have seen otherwise.
Yes. Yes, he did. And I think that, it's just so he's fortunate to have parents like you and I met. And a big brother, like that, because you guys love him so much, and you can tell he's very well adjusted. He has everything that he needs. And, I think that it just shines through in his personality, So tell me a little bit about, I think you and I had a previous conversation just about the disability wealth gap and all of the things that go on with people with disabilities in the workplace and not being able to be fully employed or even to earn an income. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Deshaymond, you know that there is this huge unemployment gap that exists in our country. that people with disabilities do not have the same opportunities to get employment as people without disabilities. And even when we are talking about employment, we are talking traditionally about wage employment, those
Mhm.
8 to 5, 9 to 5 kind of jobs, 5 days a week, which is not open to everybody. And it is definitely not relevant in today's world where there are so many different opportunities, especially where gig economy is booming and people are doing not one but multiple jobs at the same time to supplement their income or to find one of their passion projects and another something else. But when we come to people with disabilities, we have a set box and expectations are very high from them. There's a different set of rules that we want the folks to play. And so entrepreneurship is never talked about. It is my biggest peeve is that we talk about self-employment, and that too, we call it in our world supported self-employment. So two things. There is no employment that is not supported, right?
Right.
I would not be sitting here with or without a disability if I did not know I have a support staff around me, whether it is my husband, my son, or somebody else, my neighbors, my family, my CPA, my team that is working remotely. If they were not supporting, there would be no jobs. So we all have supports, but we want to call it supported self-employment. And self-employment is also very limiting by itself, by definition, which is only where I'm saying that I'm employing myself and not providing back to the community or the economy by opening up jobs to the others. So entrepreneurship, that's innovation, that's solving a problem. And that's what people with disabilities do every day. The world is not made for them. They get up
No.
in the morning and they learn to navigate, and they're constantly finding solution to the problems that they meet. And who can
Yes.
be a better entrepreneur than that? Having said that,
Yes.
they are also more likely to fail than everybody else because we don't have a level playing field.
No.
Right? We how many accelerators? There's so many accelerators in the country, but how many of them intentionally open their doors and say, hey, I'm looking for a person with a disability to walk through my doors, and I have a program which is accessible to him or her. So that's the
Yes.
reason what I found, like, I actually, when I thought of this concept, because my oldest son had just started his first business, his first startup. And it made me pause and think that, he has that opportunity. But what about Angad? Would he have that opportunity? And at that time, I was working as a consultant to the DD Council. So I was like,
Yes.
you know what? I'm going to go around to the startup world and ask them, hey, do you want to partner with us? How simple is it? Why should we recreate a wheel when there are so many accelerators in the country? Nobody,
Exactly.
nobody gave me the time of the day.
Oh,
So it was out of sheer stubbornness that Synergies Work was born. It was not that I ever wanted to be entrepreneurial. I had always worked for someone. So it was out of sheer obstinacy that Synergies Work was born.
well, let me just say to you, thank you for being that stubborn lady that you are, because I mean, Synergies Work, the Igniters program, it's really changed my life. I
So,
tell people this all the time that had it
yes.
not been for the Igniters program, I would still have that imposter syndrome. I would feel like I didn't belong. But
Mm.
going through your accelerator is what gave me the confidence to be doing this show now.
Awesome.
To be the entrepreneur that I am, to be the creator that I am. So I am forever grateful for you. But
Thank you.
you are very welcome. Tell people just a little bit about the Synergies Work Accelerator Program.
So we currently run Igniting Ideas program, the one that you're talking about, Deshaymond. It is a 13-week program. David Eckhoff, he is the head of the accelerator and the operations at Synergies Work. He runs it. The whole focus of the program is to support actually, Deshaymond, you can do a better job than I can.
Yes. So basically, what I got from it gives you the tools to actually be successful in your business. It gives you that startup mentality, that problem solving mentality. It also gives you the confidence to speak about your business. It gives you all of that. And what it does is it teaches you how to negotiate. It teaches you how to be personable. It's just so many things. And David is just absolutely amazing. I was so lucky to be chosen for the program. And, to have David was a double plus because he's a serial entrepreneur as well. And all of his life experience and everything that he poured into us. And all of my cohorts, that's the great thing about it too. Hear all of these stories and you're around people that are doing the same thing that you're doing,
That is correct. We learn from each other.
We do.
And that's what the whole intent behind the word synergies is, that how do we build those synergies? It's not sharing and learning from each other is important, because many a times we hear a lot from our accelerators that I thought I was the only one. I felt so alone and lonely, because we need that. What was the word that somebody used with me? It was a very powerful word she used, but the learners before us, or our elders who can guide us through it, not literally in terms of age, but people who have walked the path. They can tell you, these are the pitfalls. This is what happens. And that community building is very, very important. It's not what we are teaching, but I think peer-to-peer learning and what others are going through it, you learn from that more than anything else. And yes, no doubt, having someone like David, who brings in his real experiences from the business world and shares it, is critical, absolutely critical. So we have the business accelerator, and then we have the community hub, which is again a virtual online space for the same thing, that once you go in, you continue to learn and meet and ask questions and pass it on and encourage others to go through it. Because, the life cycle for any business to be out, to say that we are sustainable, we are successful, is close to 5 years. And in that 5 years, especially for, I think, someone who has a disability or might have a health concern or have more chances of being vulnerable, there'll be a lot of ups and downs in the business cycle. So I look at the community hub as the safety net that everybody can use, that they can come in, ask, and go out with no questions asked. It's accessible to everybody for that particular reason.
I love that. And, it's networking, and, the Igniting Ideas program does that. It teaches that as well. It's just such an amazing thing. And let's also talk about the Eddie Awards. How about that? That's so right there.
Right.
This past
you were phenomenal
year,
at the Eddies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I was so nervous.
Oh, no, it didn't show. You stole the show. So that's Eddie's came 3 years back because, the work that we do is built on 3 pillars, as you rightly said. One is the education or the knowledge. The other is the networks. And the third we'll talk about is the capital. So when we came to the network piece, it was like we can talk about all the innovation that is happening in this space, led by entrepreneurs with disabilities. But I can shout from the rooftop, but people will not believe me. The
Right.
best way for people to believe is by seeing. So we wanted to host an awards kind of a thing, ceremony. EDI stands for Entrepreneurs Dedicated to Diverse Inclusive Excellence. Actually, it's just an acronym. So with EDI is the word, and we invite applications from across the country, across all business categories, from technology to creativity to social impact, new business, and then the small business, the brick and mortar kind of a business, and across all disabilities, because there is innovation happening there. So these applications, I think they're almost virtually every year we get 100 applications. We have an independent jury, judges from the business community and our past EDI Award winners who sit in and score the applications to pick out which they see are the best amongst everybody is doing phenomenal work, but we get the top three in each category and then bring in all expenses paid, all of them to Atlanta for an evening of networking. And the idea behind it is to showcase the rich and the diverse talent that exists in this place. And that's the only thing that happens. Somebody recently asked me, "Oh, you do the eddies, and is it a fundraising tool for you?" Blah blah blah. I was like, we barely kind of make it. I wish I could sit back and say, yeah, it is a fundraising, but it's an important part of what we do. It really is.
And one thing that I think it does is it dignifies disabled
Yes.
people and disability. Let me tell you guys, this lady can throw a party, okay?
Yes.
From the food to it's at Cop Energy. It's
It's a black tie event.
Beautiful.
You said it very well, Deshaymond. It's not
Yes.
about it. Disability is to be proud of. It is an identity, but it has, because such a stigma attached to it, we wanted to shy away from it. It's about celebration. It is not this EDI Awards is not about, pity party. No. You know it.
No, it's about disability joy. And that's what I
It's
felt the
joy.
whole time I was there. From your staff to all of the sound and lighting people, everyone just treated me like a superstar and with so much dignity
are.
and respect. And that's all because of you. That's all because of what you pour into Synergies Work and the dignity that you give disabled entrepreneurs. So I thank you for that.
Thanks, Deshaymond. And I do want to spread it out that I think we have surrounded, the organization is surrounded, the team members, everybody, they all believe in this.
Yes.
What we stand for as a mission, what our values are. I think, knock on wood.
Yes.
I'm really glad to hear that.
I've never encountered anyone that didn't. So you're doing good there. You're doing good there. And so is your team. Well, I do want to ask, how can people support Synergies Work? Because it is a nonprofit organization. You're doing this incredible work with Synergies Work and, providing, we didn't talk about this, but providing seed funding. So now
Right.
we have the Synergies Work Seed Fund. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, that's the most important third pillar, because, there is no business without money.
Yes.
And yet we do not talk about money in the disability community, because there has been systemic fear that has been ingrained that if we have more money, our benefits will be impacted. And
Yes.
because of that, we don't save money. We don't have a healthy relationship with money. And therefore, how can you build a sustainable business if you don't put in money? And for that reason, we realize that, we know that the credit scores of people with disabilities are thin and unconventional. and the traditional banker is not openly welcoming folks with disabilities into their
Trust me, I know.
right. And so that was the intent, is that if nobody else is stepping in again, then we will start with it. It is a heavy lift, I have to admit, especially in today's environment. But that's where the Community Development Financial Institution, we are the first one in the country that is supporting entrepreneurs with disabilities. And it is really, it is exciting, but it's sad that it has taken us somebody for so long to talk about
Yes.
focusing on this population, that this segment. And but interestingly, there is a lot of interest around us and of realization that this is a community that is underserved and has potential. It is in the interest of the financial institution to talk to this population because they have the purchasing power and they can. Innovation is required in this space. So what we are doing is a very small part of it, which is providing loans, small business loans to founders with disabilities, and making sure that they becomes better. Yeah.
Yes, and I am the recipient of one of those loans, and it's just been an amazing experience. I didn't know it's so hard to get capital as a disabled entrepreneur. You said it. You hit all the nails on the head. You know, traditional bankers are not looking at us as viable, options.
Right.
And you're making a way for that, and you're changing lives.
Yeah.
So thank you again on that.
No, she's
How
so welcome.
how do people support Synergies Work and their Synergies Work Seed Fund? How can they maybe become a donor or help out in
Yes.
any way?
Anyway, I think every small $5 onwards, everything matters. If you want to make a donation to, it's available on the website. You can become a donor. You can become what we have started is Circles of Impact, basically Entrepreneur Allied Circle. We are inviting people across the country to be part of this innovative space that we are creating. Make a contribution every quarter. You get a chance to voice and hear from us what we are doing and be part of this growth that we are building. You can become, if you're a corporation, join the Corporate Impact Circle. There is no cost to it. Come in and see what this space looks like, what changes your things, and help us grow it. There are so many interesting, diverse businesses. Maybe you will find something that would be of interest to your business, or maybe you can help us guide and help us grow through that. So it's a circle of impacts that we have created. That's one way. Different people, wherever you are, pass it on. If you are a founder, if you are a donor, a loved one, we welcome all. Become a mentor.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're always looking for support.
Exactly. And I definitely want to help out in any way that I can. So becoming a mentor or, donating will happen in the very near future. And all of this information about your circles of impact can be found on synergieswork.org.
And Synergies Seed Fund. On Synergies Work, there is a donate button on the top right-hand corner. If you click on it, you will have a choice to decide whether you want to become an Entrepreneur Allied Circle or you want to make a one-time donation.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
We have created this financial fundamentals program, which is a small business literacy program for new founders. This is the first time anybody has talked about financial literacy created by someone with a disability for people with disabilities. So I do want to give a shout out to everybody at Synergies Work, especially our team, Paula and Jennifer, because Paula is the one who created it. But, we could have bought any of the financial literacy programs that are available in the market and put it out, white label it. But the team felt that we were not getting represented in these. And so it was felt that we will recreate and create that speaks to our community. And it has taken us a year of hard work, of working, going in, checking, retesting. And now finally we are at the final stages, ready to share with the community. So yeah, that's a program that's available to everybody. And we're offering it to corporations, to banks, to schools, whoever is interested to be a part of it.
I love it. I love Paula. I love Jen. You have such an amazing staff of disabled people that, are representing us so well. And, Paula's right. Representation does matter. And it's something about seeing yourself and
Right.
talking about that financial literacy. It makes it real. It makes it more, human. It makes it more relatable,
Relatable, yeah.
Absolutely. And I love the work that they're doing there. Just talked with Paula a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact. I'm going to give you one last question, Artie.
Yes.
I love you so much. I know you personally, but what do you want your legacy to be when we're all gone and, all of that stuff? What do you want your legacy to have been?
I think the ideal dream would be that should not be a separate Synergies Work, a separate Synergies seed fund that should exist in this world. There should be a place where anybody can walk in to any accelerator that is open and feel that they are welcomed. There should be intentionality behind the work that we do where we welcome people. Just to say lip service, that's what, I don't know about the legacy part, but that's my dream, that separation, Synergies Work was not created to be separate. It is only a pathway for people to go into what is there for everyone,
Correct.
So that's all I think, Deshaymond. I have no other things. In an ideal world, there should not be any of separate accelerators that it should exist.
Exactly. That all of them are available and accessible
Yes.
to all entrepreneurs.
Yeah, there's so many micro-lending organizations, but yet how many of them are intentionally opening their doors and saying, we welcome the founders with disabilities to walk through these doors? No.
That would only be you. That would only be you, Miss Sagel. That would only be you. And we're so grateful for you here at the Deshaymond Show. I just want to tell you that we love you. We will support you guys in any way. And let's go ahead and tell everyone where they can find you, your websites, and all of that good stuff before we go.
Thank you, Deshaymond. I love you too. So it's www.synergieswork.org or synergiesfund.org. And that's the best place to find all the information that you need.
Absolutely. And of course, they're on Instagram and Facebook as well. Yeah. So definitely follow Synergies Work everywhere. Thank you so much, Artie, for speaking with me today. And listen, you can come back anytime you want to. I'm always looking to chat with you and learn. Every time I meet you, we have a great conversation.
I know. And hopefully we will be going together to Austin.
Yes. Hey, listen, I'm there. Okay.
Yeah. I have put in this thing. Let's see if we get selected. Then we're going.
My fingers are crossed. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
To learn more about Synergies Work and the Synergies Work Seed Fund, visit synergieswork.org. Today on Artists I Admire, I want to shine a light on a brother that has inspired me so much, someone who I admire and looked up to, even though he didn't know it. When we were kids in church choir and high school and all of that stuff, I want to shine some light on the line dance king himself, Cupid. You already know. This is Artist I admire. And today, we are celebrating one of Lafayette's finest, my brother, Cupid. From the very beginning, with his album, Are You Ready? And the Southern classic, Check Your Girl, Check Your Guy, he was already setting the tone. Then came the moment that changed everything. The Cupid Shuffle, hitting #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and going multi-platinum, becoming a global line dance anthem. But he definitely didn't stop there. Flex, Love Slide, Do It With Your Boots On, and Giddy Up all kept the culture moving, literally. What makes Cupid special is how he fuses Zydeco, swing out, and R&B into a sound that is unmistakably his. Can't nobody do that like him. And that's why he's the line dance king. And for me, it hits different because we went to the same high school and sang in the same church choir. So to see that journey, it's legendary. To me, he stands as one of the most successful artists to ever come out of Lafayette, Louisiana, and a true architect of feel-good music. Salute to Cupid, not just for the hits, but for creating moments that bring people together every single time. Okay, so we're gonna keep it going with what I'm listening to. What I'm listening to is a song by none other than the line dance king himself, Mr. Cupid. Now, the backstory on this song is Cupid got his name from singing this song all over the place. He has an amazing cover of 112's Cupid that is just amazing. It's on a bounce beat, it's uplift. His voice sounds amazing. The vocals are right. You know what? Let me stop talking about it. Here's Cupid by Cupid.
Cupid, that's me. Shout out to 112. Yup. Girl, if I told you I love you, that doesn't mean that I don't care. And when I tell you I need you, don't you think that I'll never be there? Baby, I'm so tight, girl. The way you turn my words into deception and lies. Don't misunderstand me when I try to speak my mind. Yeah. Say what's in my heart. Cupid, yeah. Doesn't lie. All right. We won't know unless we give it a try. Oh baby, true love. All right. We won't know unless we give it a try. Girl, when I ask you to trust me, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna cheat on you. 'Cause I'm gonna never do anything to hurt you or mislead you. I love you. Baby, I'm so tight, girl. No. Into deception and lies. Don't misunderstand. When I try to speak my mind. Yeah. All right. What's in my heart? Cupid. Oh, oh, oh. Doesn't lie. We won't know unless we give it a try. Yeah. True love. All right. We won't know unless we give it a try. Ain't no doubt about it. Lord knows I really mean it. I'd rather die before I lie to you. Never wanna leave you. Ain't no life without you. Never gonna leave, never gonna go.
Let's go, Black. Black, let that motherfucker.
Come on. You got to, come on. Hey. wanna dance with you. Come on. Oh yeah. All right. Let's go. Let it breathe. Go. Hey. Let it breathe, black. Yeah.
Let's go, black.
It's your boy Cupid. I can make you dance. Yeah. When you hear my voice, hey, put you in a drink. Yeah. It's your boy Cupid. I can make you dance. Yeah. When you hear my voice, hey, put you in a train.
Now go listen to that on all streaming platforms. It's available everywhere. Song is amazing. Cupid, brother, we need you on this show. Come see us, okay? Come see us, bro. All right, it's that time in the show where I drop some of that wisdom on you. Some of that Uncle D wisdom. Let's go. Nieces and nephews, kings and queens, brothers and sisters, I love y'all. But we have to stop saying the word can't. Don't ever put those two together, especially when you're talking about aspirations and things you want to accomplish and all of that stuff. We gotta stop saying I can't or I'ma try. Nah, you can and you will do. So I think that we don't realize the power of the tongue, and that's just not in the biblical, context. But what you say, what you speak out of your mouth, it becomes real. These are manifestations. So if you say you can't do something, then you won't do it because you literally told the universe you can't. Take can't out of your vocabulary. And when it comes down to it, we have to take try out of our vocabulary as well. Because it's like you say, oh, I'm gonna go and try to cook this chicken. No, don't try. You're going to go and do it. I always say, and maybe I am such an optimist, but I always say, oh, I want to do that. I'm going to do that. And I never even think about not being able to do it. I never think about me trying and not succeeding. I don't even utter those words. I always say, I'm going to do that. I started my company, Deshaymond Media. I said, I want to start a company. I did that. I said, I want to do an album. I did that. When I say I'm going to go and write a song, or I want to write a song about whatever it is, I do it. I don't just try, I do it. It's all about in the completion. Now, you can do it over and over again and get better at it, but do it because you can. So let's take can't and try out of our vocabulary. Let's say we can and we will. Now, I love y'all. I love y'all so much. But remember, when nobody else loves you, you gotta love you way more. Be better, y'all.
I won't let you take